niggas be crispy. Yeah, hey, I'm shameless, so shameless. With my dogs on the block, it was dangerous. Take your girl out to eat and she's paying. I'm shameless, so shameless. I'ma go hit Tahoe up. Come bring the Tahoe truck, body bags on body bags. Come pick this garbage up. DJ mixing in the booth, he leave him traumatized up. I ain't got no time to waste. Let's get these commas up. I'm sitting in class, I can't even focus. Looking at teach, hoping that she don't notice. Titty sit right, that ass be poking. Sitting in front, cause I gotta be the closest. I'm just waiting for the bell, let everybody leave. I passed with an A, but left her with a D.
We are here today
Yes.
with Liris Cross.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
An amazing model actress. Well, I know first you started off with Project Runway.
Oh, yeah. Right now, I'm on Project Runway.
But you were on Project Runway years ago, though.
Yes, I was the first Black plus model to walk a designer finale on season 14. And then I was a part of a group of some of the first plus models to integrate and be a part of the designer weekly challenges on Project Runway on season 16. And then that's when I became the first plus model winner, one of the first plus model winners.
The winner.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, of Project Runway.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
She used to hang out in the club with us. She used to hang out in the club with us. She gets to Project Runway. Her next accomplishment after Project Runway was that she came on So Shameless.
Hey.
Years ago.
Yes.
What was that? 5 some years ago.
Yeah,
long time ago.
because I haven't seen you since the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we went out for lunch or something one time.
Yes.
And spoke about life. And then I turned on my TV and I seen you on Law and Order.
Yes, I did Law and Order Organized Crime, so that was really
sneaky.
fun.
You just out here just arresting people.
Let me get a bag over here, bag over there. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Very fire. The Patreon is here. They're looking at it. One of the comments is, "She is beautiful." I used to watch Project Runway, and that's Travis. He's our producer.
Thank you, Travis. Yes, so watch right now. Season 20 is airing. It's an all-star season. And
Project Runway.
Yes, of Project Runway. So you have like Corto, like people who are avid watchers, they would know who like Corto is, who Prajay is, who Bishmi is, Brittany, Kane, Victor. All those characters, they came back this season. They're amazing designers. And of course, you know, I go out there and I slay the runway.
And I do what I do.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we will support, you know.
Thank you.
It's early fucking Saturday morning. We all woke up, not 8:30, something like that. Liris hit my phone. All right. Melly was here at 7:30. And she lives an hour away.
Oh, wow. God
So,
bless you.
She's been here. We do have episodes going up to YouTube. So if you've been looking for them, they are being uploaded now. We are sorry for the wait. We was doing a whole bunch of stuff behind the scenes, so they're coming. Okay. I asked Liris what she wanted to talk about. Oh, by the way, Dodge is coming. Okay, I haven't put my glasses on. Maybe she's here. Not here yet, but she is on her way. She's like, just start without me. You know what I mean? Okay. She's gonna bring the thunder when she gets here.
Hey,
Let's talk about some other things. First of all, y'all heard the Joyner Lucas song? This
oh my gosh, I love it.
The Broski song.
I just heard it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo.
I commented on Instagram and I said, this is lyrics meets what did I say? Lyrics meets cinema, which equals art. It was just complete art. The video was beautiful.
Right.
I hope I'm pronouncing his name correct. Rotimi,
right?
Rotimi. Oh my gosh, he killed it.
Yeah, Rotimi.
He killed it. You felt all the emotion.
For the people who haven't heard the song, what is the song about? Let somebody here break it down for me.
I think you said it so well earlier.
Well, then I'll break it down.
Yeah, you did.
Trying
You
to
said
play
it
it
perfect.
off. Okay, so the song is called Broski, Broski. It is about somebody that made it. Somebody that made it from the hood, whether it be an athlete or entertainer or somebody that has like super popular. That's what it's giving me. Somebody that's out there. Like, you don't get this type of things from doctors and lawyers, but somebody that's out there and is getting a lot of attention. And he has friends from the hood. family even, it could be. You know, a lot of times you get people like that are very proud of you. Now, this person is celebrating the person that made it. The person speaking is celebrating the person that made it. And, you know, they talk about how they go back and all the things they did together and how they relate to him and how he's just so proud of him. And then it kind of transfers over into, I mean, it'd be dope if you could bust me down. Mm-hmm. You know, I always been there for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you kind of turned your back on us. We ain't mad at you, but we out here struggling. You know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe you could, like, bust us down. You know what I'm saying?
And you wouldn't be where you were without me.
You know what I'm saying?
What I mean?
You wouldn't be
definitely threw that in
without
there.
me. And then it turns to a little hate.
Yeah.
Turns into like you always been a bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? We ain't never really say nothing because you was family, but niggas could have robbed you. You know what I'm saying? I remember niggas was gonna stuff you in the trunk and I stopped them, but maybe I could do it. You know what I'm saying? It goes that deep. And the video was so good because they're sitting around this table congratulating this person. And I just hear they're sitting around this table congratulating this person. And as this monologue is going on, the rest of the room is kind of uncomfortable. They're looking like, wait, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody stop him. You know what I mean? And so slowly but surely it comes back around to, yo, but you know, I'm just really proud of you. And I was just like, yo, first of all, Rotimi killed it. Killed it. Like his acting skills, let alone the fact that he's a great singer, but his acting skills, especially hearing this, phenomenal. It
told a story, and that's great acting.
Yeah, it was reminiscent of what Liris said earlier. Marshall Mathers.
Yes.
One of those stands.
Stan definitely reminds me of Stan.
Yeah, one of those. I could give Kendrick some of this too. He's so good with. The reason I say Kendrick is because of the passion.
Yes.
In the words, and the passion, the way it was delivered. I've never heard a Joyner Lucas song. I've heard some that were really good, but this was like impactful. I think this is one that defines his career at this point. So, you know, maybe stop and listen or whatever. Don't stop listening right now. Well, it's been 8 minutes, so damn, we got you listening.
I would say watch the video first. I think it's cool to hear it like on the radio or like, you know, streaming, but if you watch the video first, you have even more of an appreciation for the lyrics and for the song itself. So go to Joyner Lucas' page or go to Shade Room. I saw it first on the Shade Room.
The whole thing. Shade Room posted the whole video. Thing. So I was just like, yo, when did this happen with the Shade Room?
Yeah, because I hadn't seen them do anything like that and I can't recall.
Yeah, just post the whole thing straight out. So
now the video is important because I first heard just the audio part and I was like, why is this nigga so angry? Who is he talking to? Like, I didn't get it. You know what I mean? So you can't just casually catch it and hear parts of it because I didn't know that he was playing a role. Like, you know what I mean? That he wasn't rapping from his first person. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. So it was a third person narrative. Somebody, Joyner Lucas is talking about somebody else talking to him, I believe. Right. Which is also cinematic in itself, in a way. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that was good.
I'm waiting for Dodge to sit in. She's getting pretty over there. Hey, Dodge. Okay, that was verbal. Charm, how have you been?
I've been good.
She's like, yo, what up? Dodge's like, yo, what's good? What, nigga? What? Somebody did something to you besides say hello? You show up mad at us?
Hi.
Lovely.
Child, sometimes it's so hard being a man, bro. Sometimes I don't know. Oh, now you want to talk because you want to make sure nobody starting no shit with you.
This happened to me yesterday.
What?
My lady always, she always tell me not to talk about her in the show, but I'm gonna talk about her briefly because it's related to Dodge. To what just happened.
She always tell me not to, but
But
you know
we'll
what?
talk about her
Fuck it anyway.
Related to Dodge, what happened?
Yesterday I'm home all day. She went out for drinks with a friend.
Yo, why you on time? Why you on timing? You all right? This friendly. We're friends in here. Why you on timing? We didn't argue. We have no beef with you. Why you on timing?
What were
You want some
saying?
water?
Yeah, what was I saying?
Does she need a cookie? Somebody get her a cookie, please.
You said she went out and
You
got
like
drinks.
cookies. Don't look at me like I'm crazy for offering you a cookie. You have your own cookies. I can't touch your cookies in my closet. Right? This is correct. If I touch your cookies, you get mad at me. But now when I offer you a cookie, you're looking at me like, don't you offer me no fucking cookie. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi.
You want a breakfast sandwich?
She likes cookies.
I'm being serious.
No, thank you.
Okay.
What were you saying
I
about
saved
your wife?
half my sandwich because I was late. So I was like, let me save this for somebody. Whoever's the angriest. Whoever.
It's a neat- Okay.
Oh, yeah. So I'm home all day chilling. She's out with drinks with her friend. She came home mad at me. I'm like, what you mad at me for? I'm home on the couch. And apparently I missed her phone call. She was like, oh, you ignored me? I was like, you really think I'm just sitting here looking at your phone like, nope, I'm not answering that. I'm watching Hulu. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do that all the time.
Do
You
you?
don't do that? Nah. Kiss you later. This is a good.
But I
This is a
say
good
that
part.
to say, it reminds me of Dodge walked into the room and you
Be
apparently
careful.
were,
Be careful. Be careful.
Huh?
This
What?
height is be
so
careful.
yeah, it's, beef bacon, eggs, cheese on a croissant, if you would.
Dosh,
Yes.
we're sitting here with Liris Cross from Project Runway.
Hi.
This is how are you today?
Oh, lovely. I'm angry. I walked in here upset. I got attitude. All the things.
Yeah, why? What's wrong?
Nothing.
Help. Somebody just like
So how was your day?
my weekend was pretty cool. I spent some time with a friend, Miko Grimes, for her birthday. Pools, boats and hoes. Pools, boats, and hoes. It was a really good time. And now I'm back here sitting next to Dosh. Great times. Well, I wanted to invite Liris on because I saw that she's back on the new season of Project Runway, and Liris has a history with me. When me and Cuddy split, Liris came on as one of the guest hosts, and she did an amazing job. She and I have been very close since then. You know, we talk. She celebrates the things that I'm doing behind the scenes and all of that. So I really appreciate you. But I wanted you to come on and highlight what you're doing. But I also wanted to make sure that we spoke about a few things that you wanted to speak about.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't know if you want to do it, but you sent me a bunch of things. Do you want to pick them or do you want me to pick them?
Go for it.
I'll go for it. All right. Let's see. So Trav, our producer, often sends us a bunch of things. I'm not sure if any of this is in there. Let's start with number 1.
That's in there.
This is in our thingamajiggy? Okay. Let's start with number 2. This is great.
It's so much fun, right?
Okay, so I'm gonna get into one of these videos from Erica Lachey.
I think it's Lachey.
Lachey?
I think.
Erica Lachey. Let me make sure my volume's up. Let's see.
I don't even know why it's a debatable thing if a woman wants to wait to have sex with a man. I saw a few brothers saying that if a woman wants to withhold sex, then the brother should withhold his money and not pay for any dates. And honestly, yes, brother, don't pay for that date. As a matter of fact, let's just scrap the whole date, just scrap the whole idea. Because I've learned everything I needed to know. That some of these brothers equate like a $50 salmon dinner to the worth of my body. I'm not a sex worker. If you want that, just go get it. Just leave me alone. And the reality is double standards between men and women exist. The fact that men can have a high body count, but we not supposed to, is a double standard that works in men's favor. The fact that men are the ones who are supposed to protect and provide works in our favor. Like, let's not be delusional. We talk about how we want better for our people in our communities and how the family should be the focus. But as soon as I say something that might inconvenience the brothers from getting what they want, then we're against that all of a sudden. I don't know why we act like our community wouldn't be in a better position as a whole if we were more choosy. I don't even know why it's a debatable thing if a woman wants to wait to have sex with a man. I saw a few brothers saying that if a woman wants...
Why'd you choose this video?
I thought the very jarring thing that she said was about how some men equate a $50 salmon dinner to her worth. Like, oh, well, I bought you $50 worth of salmon. We better be having sex tonight. Like, really?
I think there's nuance to it, though, this conversation. Obviously, as a person, I throw money around, so it's easy for me to say it's all right. But a lot of brothers feel like they're spending money and they're expected to spend money. And then especially on social media, how much money is people spending? Like, they're like, oh, you need to take me to this type of restaurant. I don't go to Olive Garden. I don't do this. I don't do that. And it's like all of these things and me wooing you or trying to get to know you. And then you're basically like, a lot of women say that they have food niggas. So I feel like a lot of men have been affected by the jargon online and the expectations and kind of feel used in this situation the same way the women is starting to feel used with this example.
Yeah, I agree with that. Go ahead.
But I think being that a lot of women are doing it, like, we could buy our own dinner.
Why not offer that?
Huh?
Why not offer that? If you're going out, be like, yo, you know what? I don't want you to think.
I know some women, when they go out on dates, they like to pay for their own so they don't feel like they owe a man something.
It's obligatory. Yeah.
So it's like, no, we came out. I'm able to see who you are. You're able to see who I am. Cool. We can walk away. You can't say, well, I paid for this $50 dinner.
I ain't gonna lie. If a woman offers to pay, though, even though I mentioned it, it's going to make me feel like she's not interested.
You can't win.
So,
Basically,
yeah,
it's always anything is going to be an issue then. Like,
I get that, but it kind of, for me, if I go out with you, for me, I'm here to take you out. Even if you invited me out, I've said this on other shows. If you invite me out, I'm not going to just not reach for my card because you invited me. I'm trying to take care of it. That's why I place myself in this situation, right, as the person is. But
we like that.
If you then, when I go to pay, you go, no, I got my part. For some reason, that communicates to me that you don't want me to think I did something for you that you're going to have to owe me for because you don't see this going anywhere. So you don't want me to expect anything.
That could very well be the case. I think for some women, it's a protection for them because you just said there are guys out here who are like, oh yeah, I spent this money for this dinner. She should be giving me something. But why should that equate to me opening my legs? A dinner? A dinner
like,
that most of us
can
cook?
Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, $100 dinner means that I'm fucking. Like, that's crazy. That's damn near prostitution. I think the problem with men is it's not the dinner that's the problem. It's the fact that they are paying for multiple dinners, and that's where they're coming up short. So if you are dating or trying to actively date 4 or 5 people and none of them are giving you anything in return, now you feel like your money is not being used in the right way, if that makes sense. But if you focus that energy on one person at a time, then maybe you would get the results that you want.
I don't think that's good dating, though. Focusing that energy on one person at a time doesn't work for women most times, often. It's
but
like,
it's not
we tell
focusing
women,
forever. It's not a forever thing. You can go on 2 or 3 dates with somebody and realize that that's not the person for you, and then move on to somebody else. You can date somebody for a month and realize, like, maybe this is not going to work. I see how you are. I see how you interact. I see how you value my time, value me. Like, there are certain things that you can kind of flush out. But men are literally going on dates Monday night, one girl, Tuesday night, another girl, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. And then at the end of the week, you got no cheeks. Now you feel away and you on the internet.
Ain't no nigga
wilding.
that's going on that many dates. It's not a thing. No niggas got that many chicks is not scoring with each and every one. If he got enough swag to get a chick Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, he's getting pussy. At the end of it, somebody's giving something.
So then he
and
shouldn't be upset
So
about
then what
the
you
other
mad
ones.
about?
And I doubt that that's the nigga that's going to be
And
mad.
that's another problem.
Wait a minute. I doubt that that's the nigga that's going to be mad that he ain't get buns from one, because by the time he drop her off, he probably already got somebody else to go fuck. He probably got a girl.
But
if
that's
he got all
exactly.
of that.
But that's not,
then,
no.
wait, very quickly. But then, because you said a lot in what you said, if I get to the third date and there's no, I should, even if we ain't did nothing, I should know something's coming. I should feel it. We should be gazing at each other a certain way. We should be this should be some sexual energy in the air where I know it's coming. Third date is crazy, by the way, in 2023. Third date? No, nothing. I ain't talking neck. I'm not going to.
But if that's the case, if you don't feel it, then you don't have to go on a fourth date.
Exactly.
You're right.
You can just chalk it up
agree.
to the game.
Yeah.
Like, the fact of the matter is, a lot of dudes, they do just like how women have food niggas. Niggas have that girl that he gonna hit up 1 o'clock in the morning and she gonna say come over and he can get buns from her. That's not the point. Like, even when you're actively dating, people are always probably dating other people or sleeping with other people. That's something that you should automatically have in your mind. You just got here. You don't know what was happening before you got here. You want sex from that person. I spent money on you today, so I need sex from you. And if I don't get it from you, yes, I have options, but I still want it from you. That's the problem. That's how men operate. That's unnecessary. That's my whole point.
I think the sex part of the convo is an extreme. I think intention is important. But, like, I think a dude expecting sex from a salmon dinner is a little wild, and that's a bit extreme, right?
What kind of salmon?
Right? And what are the sides, right?
Yeah, like,
Does it
what
come
are
with
the
Brussels
sides? What are we
sprouts,
talking
like, you know?
Asparagus.
I mean, it could be
Onions
miso
and
kai. It could be a bunch of things.
Right.
But, like,
Right. Is it
still,
glazed?
there is an expectation at times.
Like, sex for food sound crazy. Like, when you really
But then you have
itemize it,
break it
it's
down?
sex for food. You gave me, like, a basic human right is food, shelter, and water. You provided food, and now I have to fuck?
But did you order dessert?
Oh my gosh, bye.
I just need to
Right.
know how far this meal went before we. All right, good.
So, yeah. So, back to
Niggas
my
are
point, right?
disgusting.
I think the sex part is extreme. If there's dudes out there that's really thinking that, then that's crazy. That's wild. But I would
Come
understand.
on now, you've been out here. You know that
Yeah,
there's guys like this.
definitely.
You be in the spot. You saw the guy who
So,
bought
okay.
quite a few. Drinks
Oh, by the
for
way,
that, for
Charm
that
and
lady.
Liris actually know each other very
Oh,
well.
yeah.
By
We
the
do.
way,
So what?
she
what?
knows she can call him on his bullshit.
So here's the thing. I'm not saying that.
I'm like you're a DJ. You
Yeah,
done
if you
seen it
see-
all.
So-
What are you
Niggas
talking
be
about?
expecting sex
Let-
off of a
let me finish
fucking
my point,
margarita. Like,
There you go.
niggas is animals.
Let me finish real quick. I'm not saying that these dudes don't exist. I'm saying I know personally more so guys that exist in the frame that Tahoe was saying. It's not about they're expecting sex after dinner, but I expect for you to have some interest in me. I expect that you're not treating me like a food nigga, and I'd be disappointed if you're just using me for a meal and you don't even like me and there's no sexual interest. You don't have to have sex with me. You don't have to kiss me and nothing. But if you're not even interested with me romantically and you're just using me for food, then I would feel the ways. What's your
why
Why,
There's
intention?
a lot of ignorant
niggas.
why are you
What?
assuming that they're using you for food?
Yo, that's so
Maybe they
crazy.
like.
Wait, that's not
maybe
that's not a thing.
Maybe a woman went on a date and said, "He's not really my type, but he's a nice guy. Let me go out
Right,
with him."
I'm interested in getting to know
Oh,
who
well, conversation
you
was good
are.
on that first date, but I still don't feel that tingly thing. Let me go on another one and see. Because I personally feel that women are a lot more forgiving in the dating space rather than men. They will be like, he's not really this, but okay, let me try.
That's my problem
You know?
with this conversation. That's my problem
What's
with this
the problem?
conversation.
What's the problem?
Y'all know it's whack niggas out there. Y'all look at him in the beginning and be like, and at the end of the day, he's sitting in the car like, yo, so you ain't gonna let me come upstairs? And all of a sudden, the whack shit that you seen in the beginning is coming to light, and you're like, well, I tried to give him a try.
But why
I
do
don't
you
want
have
to
to
make
be
y'all accountable
why,
for it because I know there's
So
whack
what's
niggas
whack?
out here, but it's
What's
like,
whack?
damn.
Because if you want to give the nice guy a try, but maybe he doesn't dress like the other guys or isn't as tall, it's not.
Yeah.
You're calling them whack, but it's like these are the same guys who are on these goddamn podcasts talk about see me, give me a chance, see all the women are like this, and it's like no, women. I do feel like women do try to like I don't really like that, but all right, let me see. Although, of course, on each side, whether
You know
it's male or female, it's like sometimes it's like, nah, she ain't my type. I ain't going out again.
The problem
Or,
is the
he's not
male
my type.
ego always is equating somebody to using them or abusing them about something that is not significant. Because y'all would rather have sexual energy with a person than have a person that actually wants to get to know you and who you are and get to the base root of how you operate. Oh, if we don't have sexual energy by the third date, but meanwhile she's learned about you. She know your first name, your last name. She know your kid's name. She's actually getting to know who you are. That's a problem because there's no sexual energy by the third time that I've seen you face to face on God's green earth. I'm supposed to have an inclination to want to suck your dick.
First time, actually.
We're acting like
First time,
sexual energy isn't important when you're dating or starting a relationship with somebody. That is important. I'm not saying it's
is important. Sexual energy is not necessarily. I can be 100% attracted to you, but still focused on trying to get to know who you are before I want to get to know how you operate in that space.
I want to say that I'm wrong by opening the door of saying that y'all shouldn't date dudes, give dudes a chance. That's a bad door to open. I want to close it now and say, yo, that's the wrong thing to say to women. I will say that. But yes, I want you to be on my body the first yes, because that goes somewhere. That's the energy that keeps us together. That's the energy that keeps us together. If not, men should realize when somebody's not into you like that and take it for what it is and move on. That's what it should be. But
that's the accountability piece.
If you order dessert and you don't have no plans or give me no pussy, you're out of this. You're wrong.
Oh my god. Dating
so pussy
is
for a
what?
cheesecake.
No, because you went a little far. You had the food. You know you didn't want me like that, and then you said, "Yo, I want this ice cream cheesecake." What?
Okay.
Dating is collecting data.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
that's how you find yourself in railroaded situations or situations that are literally a dead end and not going anywhere because you decided to opt for the sexual energy instead of opting for getting to know who this person was at base root, at value. And then we get wrapped up and then
but we
you with this
friends
nigga
with
for
all
6-7 months and then you realizing like, yo, he might be a little bit stupid. Yo, he might be a little bit trash. Oh, you might start seeing like corny things that develop within him in time that you could have avoided that body if you would have just dated the nigga a couple more times before you had sex with him.
Y'all do.
Come
on now.
I don't care about no body.
No. It's
Men
not even
do
that.
care about the
a lot
bodies.
of men do care about the bodies, and those are whack ones to me personally. But on the flip side of that, it's as a woman, like unless you, I don't want to say that either. I don't personally feel that most women want to go around sleeping with multiple people just for the fucking hell of it. I feel like you want to sleep with somebody because you like them, because you want to see if something can build with that person. And sex is obviously an integral part of a relationship. So you got to get there. But I don't want to be fucking and sucking everybody because like it's an expectation. Like it doesn't make sense.
Expectation, obligation. Y'all talked about obligation a couple weeks ago.
Expectation is not the thing to me. I understand your point, and you're not wrong. I'm saying that because expectation means it's expected beforehand. You're not wrong. If I'm saying that if it's not there, the man should realize it's not there, go about his business, not press her at the end of the date, not press her into Texas, not be a dickhead, because just take the energy for what it is and move on. If she's interested, she'll ask, and he can, they can revisit it again. I'd be like, oh, I wasn't sure, I was just taking shit for face value, but yeah, of course we can go out because she's showing more interest, and then maybe things will happen at that point. I just feel like I don't want to throw men all the way under the bus by saying expectation. What I'm saying is after a couple times of going out, if you're feeling dude or not.
But see, this is what I was trying to get to. Dating is collecting data, which means you have to have communication. And I feel like the more upfront and loose communication, the better. So you can fully be who you are, and I can fully be who I am, and we can figure out where is this going? Is this a thing? If we have some real conversations and spend some quality time, rather than it going off to the other side.
Man, things don't even got to be a thing.
Like first, second date,
right.
you both should be asking questions, getting to know each other. So you like, oh yeah, she think like that. Yeah, that's not my thing.
Right.
Trump, get us out of here.
Yeah. I think the intentions on both sides matters. If you were dating a man and you were looking for a relationship, and then you found out that he's in a relationship already, you'd be like, yo, you're wasting my time. What was your intention with me, right? So if a man, if his intention is to get to know somebody and potentially have a sexual relationship with them, and then he finds out that they're not interested in him sexually at all, then he might feel like, yo, dad, that was a waste of my time. This isn't what I wanted. You know what I mean? I think it's fair on both sides. Intention is important.
Again,
Absolutely.
I'm just want to say, if you don't order cheesecake, if you're not interested, that's a sign that, hey, I'm comfortable. Yes, don't be ordering dessert if you're not interested. All right, anyway. You sent me 2 videos here. I see one of them. Should I play the first one with the Freaknik thing? Or the second one?
Because we just talked about that. I don't want to go right into that one.
Okay, so let me know which one you
see.
think is here. She sent me a myriad of things. I'm interested to see which one she picked.
I think we should talk about the first one.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I saw that. Let's
'Cause that's been a hot topic.
We have that in the show notes, so we will be talking about that today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I sent that to Trial days ago before it turned into what it turned into.
I was like,
I didn't know it was going to be all that.
Let's go into protect this man at all costs.
Yes, that's a good one.
This one. Okay. Let's see what's happening. This is a white
So I think
man.
that kind of piggybacks off of, like I was saying about communication
Okay.
going into
Well,
that.
you have a white man here, and you're going to be the second black woman here.
my
that's saying
gosh.
protect this white man at all costs. That's
No,
what
no,
we're
no,
saying
no, no.
in the
It's-
black community.
It's protect this man. If it was
He's a white man.
I understand that, but if it was a black man, I
I'm
would still
joking,
be
I'm
saying
We
the
could do
same
the first
thing.
one. Trav didn't put it in the
He
show
did
notes. No. I
Oh.
sent it to him, though.
Okay.
But do that white man first. You
Do
already
the
set it up.
white man first. That's crazy. Coming from black women.
Wow.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Reducing mental load for your partner is not just about when you're in the house, it's also when you're out of it. I'm about to leave for a conference for 6 days, and that means my partner's got 100% of the child responsibilities and the household responsibilities. And she says she doesn't mind, but I know it's a lot. So here are some simple things that I'm doing now to help her later when I won't be here. Earlier, I vacuumed the house so she can start with clean floors. Washed and folded all the laundry so that she can start with no clothes. That did not come out the way I intended. After I put our oldest to bed, I'm going to do the dishes so she can have clean dishes. Since I usually pack our toddler's lunch, I pre-pack parts of it, so it's just grab and go in the morning. And since she's going to have to wrangle both kids in the morning, I put together 5 outfits for our toddler. By the way, for the partners watching this who don't usually put together outfits for their kids, it's not that simple. It's not just about what matches or looks nice together. I looked at the weather report to base out these outfits. Like Wednesday is a light shirt and pant because it's going to be warm and it's not going to rain, so they'll be out on the playground. Friday it'll be cold, so a heavier pant, long sleeve t-shirt, and a sweatshirt. And I booked a hotel room for her so she can have some time to herself after I get back. I'm not trying to grandstand, these are small things with big impact. Reducing mental load for your partner is not just about when you're in the house, it's when you're out of it.
I love that video.
He's doing the woman's
I
job.
love that video. No, he's doing a parent's job. He's doing a
I'm
mate's
not- I
job. He's
can't
doing
do
a
this
husband's job.
I won't do this today.
Yeah.
I won't.
He didn't even book her a room to cheat in.
Oh my god.
Protect that man at all costs.
Oh my
I can see why y'all want to protect him. He booked her her own hotel room.
No.
Wow. This
No.
nigga's Superman. I told y'all don't put y'all can't
No,
change a
no.
black man to Superman.
He
It's
was-
obviously a white man.
Let's just say a man said that, okay? First of all, that's a great thing for him to say because the labor of a household, a lot of times traditionally, it is always fell on the woman. But women are out here working as well. I mean, I grew up with a mom who worked 5 days a week, but she still handled all the household stuff. That's a lot. Plus taking care of me because my dad was busy working and my dad was also an entrepreneur. So he was, following up on
moving
all
and
his different
shaking, yeah.
businesses. But it's a lot to run a household. And
Sure is.
I think this is why we're seeing in this day and age, there's a shift in the gender roles to a certain degree. You want someone who can help you with the cooking because maybe you don't feel good. Maybe you're just traveling back in. You're tired. You're emotionally drained from work. When you're able to actually have a partner, meaning we're sharing responsibilities for the household chores, we're sharing the responsibilities as far as, hey, I'm a cook today. Okay, I'm not really the best cook, but I'm gonna order some food for us today. That's my way to show you that I got your back. That's what partnership is. That's what.
I totally agree. I just think that you're saying there's a shift in gender roles.
To a certain degree.
The women don't want the shift. They want to protect and provide. They are not budging on that. They a lot of, especially on social media, they are not with splitting bills. They don't want to hear none of that. But they want the man to come take some of the things out of their hands and the things that have traditionally been women's roles. That's my problem. Is that if we're gonna shift and we're gonna share, let's both do it. No, not just try to keep me in a certain place, but then come take the other things off of the things that you've traditionally done. Is that a problem?
I think overall, a lot of women just want a little bit more help. Whether you're helping to hire somebody to help her with certain things or certain services, whether it's laundry or other stuff with the childcare, they want help in doing that, and I don't think that that's wrong. I think women do a lot.
Have you seen the economy?
First of all, fuck the economy.
Have you seen the economy?
No. Let's be honest about
We need
this.
help. Men need help too.
Then guess what?
Y'all, this has not been traditionally. Y'all, there's not been the type of income that's been coming into the homes as there is now. But the women are still saying the men are supposed to do all of this stuff.
Why are
and
you
they don't
listening
want to
to
split
17-year-olds on the
That's
internet
that
have no
I'm
life
speaking about
experience?
internet because
No,
y'all know
don't
I
talk
want to
about
pay the
innocent.
bills in my house. Y'all know that.
But just because you pay the bills does not mean that you also don't do other things.
I wash
as well.
dishes too.
Wash dishes.
And I do my own laundry.
Oh, you do your own laundry.
I don't ask her to do my laundry is what I'm saying. And
All
I would
right.
do hers as well. Yo, stop, girl, please. You know who
What
you
I'm
talking
saying,
to.
no,
No,
what
you
I'm
know.
saying, what I'm saying is,
one, she
it's
trying
like
to put me on
people don't
Shameless.
understand, or men especially don't understand. Nobody I don't know anybody that loves to do laundry, but when you doing laundry for you, your man, 1 kid, 2 kids, that's mad people.
Yeah.
That's mad laundry. So it's nothing, or it should be nothing for the man to be just as helpful.
How is it mad things? No, we're talking about you're not washing the clothes with your hands. You're literally taking the colored, putting it in a machine.
So why
and
aren't you
pressing a
washing hers
button.
then?
I would do it. She lives in the Bronx. I love doing laundry. That's my serene time. But the only reason I can say that is because I know it's literally taking a bunch of clothes and putting it in the machine. And y'all are complaining about that now? Women used to have a thing on the edge of the tub
Tahoe.
and have to rub the fucking clothes through it and
Tahoe.
hang it on a line. Now you just take it out the washer, put it in the dryer, and press another button. What are we talking about?
No.
Then you gotta take it out.
you don't
Then
have
you
a
gotta
mind.
fold it. Then you gotta fold it. Then you gotta put it away. And then certain shit get hung up. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It is a thing.
And that's just one chore.
Mindless job. Like women, traditionally, this is what women are supposed to do. So you want us to go back to having like the little fucking grate and just be in there scrubbing and shit?
Wait.
You geriatric.
That
You
was
should
one of
have
the
it.
things that I was gonna make Danae do when she got in public.
So
She's
when
gonna have to
when you wash your clothes, do you ever put your clothes away?
Ooh.
When you wash your clothes, do you ever put them away?
I do. Ever.
Oh.
Sometimes you do it. Thank you, Carmelli.
Oh.
Nobody gave you a mic so you can sit here and tell me
Okay.
about the things that you do for me.
I'm just saying. So all those
Nobody
clothes,
asked,
don't you see
"Hey,
how much
Melly,
work
come put
it
my
is?
clothes." Do I ever say, "Yo,
Do
Melly,
you-
come put my clothes
Do
away"?
you see how much work it is to push that button, take the clothes out of the
Exactly.
dryer, and then fold them and put them in the drawer?
Y'all
No,
are
you
missing the
want-
point.
What's the point?
Tahoe's point is that if y'all want everything to shift, then why are we not splitting bills
Why is
as
it
well, right?
shift? You like there's
If we're
y'all talking about shift because there was an inequity in it in the beginning. When you're talking about like this thought process of this archaic thought process that does not apply to black women at all. Like, oh, she stayed home all day. I went out and worked, so she's supposed to cook. She's supposed to clean. I've been saying this on the show for years. We've been working with you. We've
Right.
been right there. We was right there in fields. You was in the factory. We was fucking cleaning somebody else's house and nursing somebody else's kids and doing all of that shit in their house and then having to come home and do it in my house too. Like, so that's double the fucking work. So let's
Always
not
working.
sit here and just act like that is this traditional thing. It's not. The problem is when you're talking about modern times and modern niggas, because they didn't have fathers and grandfathers, so they don't really know what was going on. They think that, oh, if I pay for everything, then you're supposed to do everything. Bitch, I work too. So why is it that we both work? You're saying that I expect you to pay all the bills, but you still live in this house. So that means you can't clean a toilet, you can't mop a floor, you can't, if you come home before me, you can't prep the food. If I tell you to take the chicken out the night before and you forgot, you sitting there looking at me in the face like, what we gonna eat? Nigga, I don't know what we gonna eat. What we eating?
Dosh, I don't disagree with you. I don't believe in gender roles, but I will say this is my pushback. If you feel like, all right, well, you work now too, so I should help out around the house.
Stop saying two.
As well.
And making
Always.
and making the same money. So that's the
or if not more money.
If not more.
Right? So, but you still want the man to pay all the bills. And not you.
I
but
don't think anybody that's in like a positive, productive relationship is sitting around saying you have to pay all the bills.
Let's stop breaking it down with
I'm paying the bills. Or we splitting like everybody.
We're talking about internet narratives. Just for the point of this conversation, right?
We're talking about generalizations. Okay, but then with these conversations are coming from those idiots.
Right.
This is what we're talking
about. We're addressing
so
those generalizations.
They stupid and they need to grow up.
Let me finish, dog. If a man is expected to pay everything, even though the woman is making just as much, if not more money, then you're saying, well, he should be helping out around the house. So isn't there an argument like, okay, if I should be helping out around the house, shouldn't you be helping out with the bills? We're both in the same house. Like,
and so we all know that. So and a part of me for making it seem as if you're saying obvious. Thank you guys. But so thank you. I am literally speaking to the generalization that people say I'm not splitting bills, but the men are supposed to do these things. I swear to God, I'm just speaking about that.
Me too.
I think functional relationships, people are gonna do what needs to be done as a unit.
Facts.
Those are the things that keep you together forever.
Facts.
You look and see what needs to be done from your partner. You communicate these things so they're not like an expectation from you. Next month it's like, oh well, you did it next month. Nobody's speaking, so communication is a thing. Y'all work shit out together. Sometimes it's 60 you, it's 40 me. Sometimes it's 60 me, it's 40 you.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's 100 and 0 because y'all are partners and that's what the fuck needs to be done.
Yes.
I'm at my girl's house the other day. The kids are complaining about this and the other. They have chores. And they see me. I get up off the couch where I'm being babied and loved on. And I had just went and got some ice cream for everybody and this and that. So they're eating the ice cream and whatever. I get up and I start washing the dishes. And they're looking at me like, because this is like their chores. And I'm like, yo, that's what I'm here for. I want everything to get along. I want to take things off y'all thing. But y'all gotta do y'all chores too. So she comes by and she's looking and she's like, see, this is really what a partner is in a relationship. Because he's not only doing the thing, but he's also communicating with them to like form some synergy in here. Not to stroke my own back, but I'm saying that's what partnership looks like.
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's what we want.
I get
That's
that.
that's what y'all deserve.
But she's not getting her own hotel because I'm not an idiot. Let's go to the next. Oh my God. Let's go to the next clip.
You're nuts.
Yeah, I am. I know. It's fun being me though.
Is it?
Sometimes. Sometimes. Trust me.
Go to the top one.
Okay, we're gonna go to what is Dr. Umar? What happened?
Dr. Umar, people feel like Dr. Umar finally was making sense, even though he makes sense a lot of the times.
Always does to me in a lot of ways, but I mean he's very far.
Yeah.
He goes a little far.
He's an extremist, but that doesn't mean that he's incorrect.
He wasn't extreme on this point though.
Let me see. Let's go.
I want to say this to us though. Because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. The black woman has had to hold down the black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says, I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be your man. You ain't got to work or you ain't got to pay the bills or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her. So what I'm saying is, black men, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that, and then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection. See, what you're saying, you're selecting a poor mate. And what I'm saying is they don't have much to select one, so of course she's going to end up with a poor mate. And why is she going to end up with a poor mate? Because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not. They out there killing themselves right now. What we doing about it? Unemployed black males, what we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking, what we doing about it? Black men are not raising black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying is she got a right to be angry with us. She got a right to be angry with us. We have not been on our job as black men. If the men are the providers, when have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. But guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she's not humble enough? She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs
If we was loving our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that? That personality has a history.
If she's picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
You're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No.
There's good quality men that they ignore.
Why she even got it? Why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
You gotta ask her that.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie in the selection.
What?
Because black men have abandoned black boys and have allowed social media, white media, athletes, and rappers to raise them. That's why she with Pookie. If she would not have a Pookie. If we're going to be men, the first thing we got to do is take responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel.
Ooh, child.
Come on, Dr. Umar.
Let me take a sip on that one. This one's been a hot topic.
There was more.
I am looking for somewhere to disagree. I don't want to do the message a disservice by posturing just because I'm trying to be an asshole today. I think the message is strong. I support the message. I wonder, in this coming across, if men can feel they can own that without, like where does that put them in the situation with women? Like, okay, I own that. This has been the history. What does that mean for my reality today? How do I communicate with you or become that man if whenever our relation doesn't, you go back to the history of, doesn't work. You go back to the history of what has happened in the past. I'm trying to figure out what men are to do in actuality in relationships today.
I got an answer for that.
Okay,
Actions.
go ahead. I was going to
Actions.
say the same thing.
Actions.
Well, John jumped in first.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, for one, just by admitting the past and understanding it and accepting accountability, now a man should have more patience.
Grace.
And understand why his woman may be angry or may feel like she doesn't have the support she needs. And the second thing is, it's a push for men to be more active in their community, like you said, more active raising boys, even if they're not their own biological boys, just as a community figure. Daj always says there needs to be more black men presence in the school system.
Absolutely. That is the number one answer for me.
If we know that this is an issue, we got to be actively trying to do something about it.
Yep.
Moving forward.
Nurse?
Yeah, I really believe it's actions. There's a guy, Randy Posh, he said, he would tell his kids, because he knew he was dying. One of the messages was, believe nothing a man says, only what he does. And I think that's really true. If we really look at the actions and see the change and the shift in people, you know, even if it's a girlfriend that's done me wrong, but if when I see a shift in her actions towards me and it's continual, then I can look at her a different way. Then I can be her friend again. And I think that's the same thing that has to happen in relationships with Black women and men. We have to definitely give each other some grace, and we have to kind of give them a chance to be, so we can kind of exhale and trust. Trust is hard for a lot of women. But if you continually show me that I can trust you, then I can believe you. I can't just go by your words.
I don't want them to pick up the trucks behind you. One of the quotes that I kind of made up randomly was, I hear what you say, I know what you show. I can hear you all day, but if it ain't aligning with your actions, you know, a lot of people say, oh, I know what happened in the past, but if you're still, you know, doing the same, if you're not listening to me, if you're not giving grace, I can say, you know what, you still don't get it. You might know it, you don't show it. Dodge, you have something?
I think it also boils down to how do I want to say this and not sound like a dick? Being nice today. I wish that men would stop playing so much and for so long. Like, the accountability piece also comes with Black men growing up. And within growing up is being a man of your word, being a man of honor, being a man of morals, a man of values. And if you don't have those things, you are literally a waste of space in the community, because all you're doing is playing. You're playing with the women of the community. You're playing with the families of the community. And if you're supposed to be the leaders of the community, I always put it in air quotes, then you have to step up and be an adult. And you have to step up and start valuing different things. Family should be the cornerstone. That should be your focal point of being able to figure out how can you positively affect the Black family in the community. And the problem is, I feel like it takes so many men way more decades to get to that point than the women. So niggas in their 40s is starting to get it. Niggas in their late 30s is starting to get it. Like, if you want to play in your 20s, fine. But by the time you turn 30, you should grow up and have different values and different ideals and different looks on life, so that we can have that forward progression. Because there are women in their 20s and in their 30s that can't find men of quote unquote value, because there's so many people or men in their proximity that play all day.
I have a question. Years ago, before I started the show, I remember feeling like women, Black women, did not understand that men were suffering too. I felt that women didn't understand that we were dying more, obviously being killed by each other. I mean, you know, but we're all outside in the lower class communities. The women don't face the same danger in that aspect, you know, in that aspect. We were the ones getting locked up. We were the ones being targeted by the police. We also didn't feel or did feel that the court system was rigged against the men as well.
Of course.
So when the women started, you know, I don't know if it was the empowerment thing where the women started being like, I don't know. I'm trying to find the words, so don't hold me to this. I'm trying to find the words. This is not something that I think like now. So I'm trying to, it was like okay, y'all are saying that y'all are the most affected. This is how I felt. But y'all not understanding that we were the most affected. And being that we affected y'all through the fact that it affected us, we're now kind of like skipped to the side because you guys. And so I think to men who haven't done the work or haven't had these conversations, right? Or who don't feel financially secure, who don't feel powerful in their own right, in their communities or in their homes, in their lives, in the mirror. How is that? I can see how that man still wants to use the word, even though coddled by the woman. I think that he wants to be understood by the woman and what he has gone through. And I think that they find it hard to put their shit aside to say, I understand your shit. Especially when the narrative throughout everything else is somewhat against the men.
Well, I'm gonna say I hear you, but we experience a lot of what you're saying that you went through. We were right beside you. These were the mothers who were at funerals crying because their sons were killed. Mm-hmm. These are the women who had to take care of the men who were shot or attacked. You know what I mean? So women have really been side by side and had to witness and unpack and deal with some of the men who have experienced trauma. They've had to be the ones who had to console them back to life. Mm-hmm. So we have been side by side.
But it was thankless. I think that's the problem there also. Like, I feel like a lot of the men that were downtrodden at a time don't have an accurate memory of the women that were there and that supported them through it. And when they get over that hurdle, they act like those women don't exist anymore. And then that's when you have that distrust and mistrust in the community. Like, I was there for you. When you went to jail, I'm the one that took care of the kids. I held this whole situation down. You came home, you got a little money, you left us. Or you came home, or you didn't come home. Like, you're leaving communities. Like, yes, I understand the industrial prison complex. I understand what that does to the mental. I understand how that affects black men and how that affects your manhood and all of that, all of those things. But while you were inside, she was outside dealing with more shit than you could probably understand because you were inside. It's like when I feel like sometimes when niggas is in jail, like, time pauses and then you have to deal with what's going on in your circumference, like where you are. You have to focus on that because there's a survival aspect of that. So time pauses, but time is still going on out here. Like, your kids are still growing. She's still going through things. She still don't get the breaks that she needs, that moment of peace and silence or just protection. She's out here in these streets working every day, doing the load of everything of life and motherhood and everything.
What I would like to say is a bad analogy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, come on, bad analogy. Do a Trom.
Use Trom's thing, right? I said, here's the thing. I think that it's easy for me to understand what y'all are saying. Mm-hmm. I think that men feel you guys are not understanding us because it is important for us to understand y'all. So I'm going to use this bad analogy.
Okay.
We're both at war. We're on the same team. We're in Vietnam. Except I'm in the field. Guns, bullets are flying past me. I'm seeing people die. Mm-hmm. I'm catching diseases from whatever is out there that I'm touching or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. But you're the nurse. So when I come back, you take care of me. You're taking care of the other people that I'm fighting
other
with.
Patients
you're
and stuff, yeah.
Right. When I come home, I've got gangrene. I don't have a job, but you're a nurse, and you can use your skills to still take care of yourself and your family. But the government and the community is not caring about me. They're not caring about the fact that I have dreams of the bullets and all of that other shit that's affecting me. Mm-hmm. And so now when the medals are given out and I might get the medal for being a warrior, but you have more promise and you're asking.
I get what you're saying. It's not a bad analogy at all, actually.
I think that's the problem, is that jealousy is one thing. Mm-hmm. Not feeling recognized is one thing. Mm-hmm. The damages that happen to you in the field is another thing. Mm-hmm. And then the fact that we are on the same team, but I don't feel as taken care of as you.
Because I'm not taking care of either. I'm taking care of everybody. So we're both on the same side. I'm not taking care of you. You're not taking care of me. I'm taking care of everybody plus you. And you still want me to take a minute to think about you. It's literally the analogy of, if you're in an emergency, put the oxygen mask on yourself first because you can't help anybody else without air. I feel like there's been so many years and generations of black women not having air because we're taking care of and doing for everybody else. We have to understand how you feel. Got to understand how the kids feel. You have to be a certain way at work. Understand how your boss feel, your clients feel, your patients feel. And then when it comes back to you, that you home with gangrene and you sick. But did you ask your wife how she felt today? How her day was going? Or did when she walked in the door you wanted her to start taking care of you because you hurt? She hurt too. We're all hurting. And until we understand that we are equally hurting from different circumstances, it's still equal. A pound of rocks and a pound of cotton is still a pound. Don't look at my cotton and say like, oh, it's all right because it's just cotton. Nigga, it's still a pound.
I'd rather get hit with a pound of cotton than a pound of butter.
It's still a pound.
Is all I'm saying. I'd rather be the nurse than the person in the field.
You would, but when you think about it and being the person that everybody wants recognition, everybody wants somebody to say, I see you, I feel you, I understand, I'm here for you. I can't do everything for you, but I'm here for you in the aspects in which I'm here for you. And I feel like that's what's happening. That lack of vulnerability and honesty, and like you said, the jealousy and the comparison of the struggles. Like, we can't compare struggles. This is not the struggle Olympics. We're all fucked up.
We're all
of us.
I agree that we shouldn't compare struggles, but I agree that there should be some type of equal distribution of empathy, I think is what Tahoe was saying. Like, we all know that the system of mass incarceration was part of society that was unfortunate and affected the black family, right? So there's obviously responsibility in the man that gets incarcerated, but there's a lot of outside factors that led to that, right? So I think the narrative is that there's more empathy for the black woman that was left behind to raise a family, but there's no empathy for the man that's actually doing a bid. Like, he's in prison. Like, that's tough as well. So let's have empathy on both sides is what I think Tahoe
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. I get that y'all want that. I think that a man feel left out of the empathy conversation because it's an obvious. And so the obvious is overlooked because you're looking at the intricacies of the other things. It's like, well, yeah, we know you got shot, or we know that you're dying. We know, but I'm the one that was left without you. Yeah, but I'm dead. Like, I'm dead. Like, and so that, with all due respect to women, and I feel like you guys have had an unspoken struggle for so long. Now it's loud, and it's like the guy. And so you're saying, yo, bro, y'all wasn't listening for mad long. That's why we're yelling about our shit. We always knew about your thing. That's always something that we always spoke about, but nobody ever spoke about us and where we landed in this. And so I understand that. I just feel like, again, to bring it 360, it's hard for the men to deal with the actuality of that being the nature of your relationship with the person that you love, or that I have to now stop or lessen my expectation for certain empathies to accept, to give on yours. And it's an everyday thing. It's like, I don't see the average guy that's not having these type of conversations being able to do that without feeling some sort of resentment.
Well, I'm going to take it back to a second to what Dr. Umar was saying. I think the gist of what he was saying was, we complain about these types, but we want to put it on the women. He's saying, we have to be accountable. If we saying that we want to be the leaders, I need you to submit, and we want to be the leaders. We want to lead the households. We want to protect, provide, all that stuff. He's saying we have to be accountable for ourselves and get ourselves together. Because what I was saying about the actions, if you show me a leader, a woman is going to, I want to help you. I want to love on you. I want to be there for you. I want to buy into your plan. But he's saying, let's step up and really be the leaders. Let's stop complaining. Oh, this is what I need. Let me just show you what a leader looks like. Because once a woman has experienced a real man, it's a beautiful thing. And it's some awesome men out here, just like there's some awesome women out there. And I think we have to stop, both sides have to be accountable, and both sides have to really try to give each other grace for us to stop trying to go at each side and just say, how can I show up for you? How can I love you? And I think that's what's kind of missing.
And I think that also comes with growing up, because that's important, because it's given tit for tat at this point. I'm hurting too. I got slapped. Well, I got shot. Like, I had to pay all these bills. Well, I don't have any money either. Like, why does it have to be tit for tat with our experiences, our lived experiences? We should just be able to mesh and fill in those extra pieces for each other. You can't do this, but I can do this. You can't do that, fine. I got you on that end. Can you do this for me? Like, everybody just needs to grow up. And I feel like men that are in constant competition with women and constantly jealous of the woman's experience versus theirs, like, therapy is important. The industrial prison complex, mass incarceration of black men, that affected all of us. It wasn't just y'all. And like I say all the time, women, and black women mostly, had the wherewithal to get the fuck up and fix and move forward, where a lot of men just kind of stayed stagnant and use it as an excuse as to why they can't. Oh, my daddy was in prison, and so I gotta run the streets because I gotta pay the bills, and now I'm going to prison too. And the system, like, all right, my daddy was in prison, my mother struggled, but I didn't go to jail. I went to school to figure it out. Why you couldn't do the same thing? You didn't have to drop out. That was a choice, because you chose that you had to be the man at 14 years old. There's always alternate ways and alternate routes, and there's too many of the black boys in the community that are using the things that happen to us as a crutch to not be better.
I think that's
what he's saying. Accountability. It's accountability.
That's hard,
and that's stepping up.
I
because
hate
accountability
this
is
conversation.
hard.
This conversation can go on forever and go as so many different layers. For one of them is that women are raised way longer than men are raised by both parents. Even if the dude isn't around, most time she still has a father to call for something. I'm not saying it's all the time, but way more so than the boy. The mother loses control of him because he hasn't had a real male figure around very early into his teens. She's hoping the karate instructor can help, the basketball teacher can help, the school can direct. She's hoping because he's not listening at home.
Which is why you need black men in schools. And
so it's kind of hard to know that once that boy is, because how do we blame a child at 14 years old for what he naturally goes through and leaving his house or disagreeing with his mother? That's almost like, it's a youth offender. He's a youth offender. He can't be held really accountable for what happened to him that put him outside. Now, the PTSD that he experiences very young affects him throughout his fucking life because he doesn't have the tools to heal from that. But then later on in life, we're saying, well, you shouldn't have, I made it through and I got a job. You chose to do this and that and the other. That's a hard conversation to have.
It's very layered.
I want to say this. The one thing that I said in the beginning was that I'm not going to disagree with Dr. Umar.
Yeah.
Because
no sensible
at
person
this point, our families have way more tools, way more income, way more knowledge, way more reach. I know what's going on in fucking Zimbabwe right now. All I have to do is put Zimbabwe up and I know every fucking thing basically that's going on in the news. I can Google it. I can put it on Twitter. I can get Zimbabwe Twitter right now and talk to people in Zimbabwe right now. Right? So the fact is that we know now. We have the reach now. Men, we have the tools now to affect. The each one teach one thing that was said in the 60s or 50s where they really had to go through outreach programs to do that. We can do it just by walking outside our house. I went to Home Depot one day and I'm buying a bunch of things, these plants, which I will bring up later. I'm buying these plants or whatever. And the young man, he's like, damn, I love your sneakers. Yo, you got money. You buying all these plants, the Home Depot worker. And I told him, I said, bro, let me tell you something right now. do what you want. Don't never let nobody tell you these dreams that you have, whatever you think is not possible, do it. Feed it. Every day do something. Your friends are going to tell you bugging out. Some of the girls are going to laugh at you. But once you keep going, you're going to get really good at that shit. Never let nobody tell you that you can't do it. Never look at yourself as like, I'm working at Home Depot. I know mad people right now that won't even work here, bro. You are winning working here at your age.
That's right. I'm so glad you encouraged them.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, you're going to get this, bro. I'm 40. You're going to have these at 20. You're going to have these sneakers at 20, bro. And he's like, yo, I really appreciate that. Like, and I don't know if it landed, but I don't remember people really having those kind of conversations with me of older age when I was younger. And I know that us men can do that to our youth. We can affect our youth way more positively. We can. These guys don't want to be stepfathers. I'm not being a stepfather to kids. I seen the argument about this same thing.
Because niggas is weak.
I'm supposed to raise kids that's not mine?
Yes.
I'm supposed to care about outreaching the kids that's not mine?
Yes.
I saw that on the internet. I didn't know where it came from.
It came from this.
But it came from this.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't even be a question for like my grandparents era
Exactly.
or my parents
Oh,
era.
real men.
Yes.
Like at all.
Real
So
men.
that's crazy to me.
Yeah, the boys.
Yeah.
Because of this thought process of like the individual, we don't have community the way that we used to. When we were growing up, community was important. Your neighbor could snatch you up on the corner and drag your ass home if you wasn't doing what you were supposed to do, and your mama and daddy gonna say thank you. You whoop their ass, cool, I'm gonna whoop their ass again. You can't do that now. The community is literally dying and suffering because everybody is thinking about self.
Yes.
Me, my, I. And that's not how Black people have ever been. We have always been in villages, in communities, doing things in commune together. We have never been an individualistic people. That's never been us. That's white people shit.
Neighbors used to always snitch on me, and I used to hate it. But now I understand.
Facts,
I get
yes.
it. You know what I mean?
I used to get
You
calls. My
motherfucker.
uncle was in Afghanistan, yo. I used to get calls like, yo, why you was walking down such and such block? Bitch, like, why somebody always telling? Like,
Right.
I know I'm not supposed to walk down Nostrand. I'm supposed to walk down Bedford, but I wanted to walk down Nostrand today. Oh, I see you. Or I would see, like, my uncle's friends from, hey, niece, I see you. Hey, all right, I'm bye. Like, that's what we need, and we don't have that anymore, and that's part of the problem.
I think these young boys have resentment too. I still resent my dad, and it got worse as I got older. It got worse more than I didn't need them. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, I don't know, because I know what it's like to be a man. So now I look back and I'm like, word to mother, that's all you had for me, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's a lot of resentment as you get older, just from men. If I can have that towards him, I can see that men that don't have, or can just resent how the world looks at them or what they're expected of when they're not getting nothing. You know what I mean?
But this is why we still need you all, and we need you all in the community, because, I feel like you're a perfect example of your father wasn't around, but look how you look out for people, and look how you're a great father to your kids. Like, I completely respect you and love that about you.
Thank you.
And how you show it fully as yourself. But you got the wild Tahoe, but you got the real down to earth.
I wear glasses on this show.
Yes, on this one. But you have a real relatable way about you, and I guarantee you, the young man that you spoke to at the Home Depot, he's going to remember that. And you never know. It's those little things that we're told when we're coming up that can literally shift our whole lives. It's things that happen, or people who spoke great things into me at a young age, and it made me create dreams that I'm now living. So whoever's listening, do not think that your words are going to fall on deaf ears. Even if you think you're like, I don't know if he got it or not. Trust me, even if he didn't get it in that moment, he's going to remember it at the right time. And we have to show each other compassion and love. And that's why sometimes I'm walking down the street, I'll give people all types of compliments. Just, I don't know what their day, how maybe that helped their day or how that encouraged them. We are a village. and we have to like speak life into each other.
I definitely have walked down the block, seen somebody with a frown, and put a smile on my face, and see them smile back. Like they look at me like, okay, all right, hi. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll smile, teeth, hey, and they'll be like, oh, hey, hi. You know what I'm saying? So you can affect other people just by the littlest things. Okay, that was a lot. We are, I want to say 113 in, something like that. And we have, I believe, one. Wow, Liris, you did a really great job with these topics. I still have
Thank
one
you.
more, at least. I have a few more. One more.
Which one are you thinking?
The rest of the clip.
What is that one?
I don't know,
I'm trying to
but
remember.
let's see. Let's see. Felicia Gloria official.
And so the pay-up has always been beauty for money. It is also a handsome younger guy and a older, more established
cougar.
woman. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cougar. And men are so accustomed to, I think, in life, getting so much for free and nobody questioning them. And this also happens. It's not just like with looks and whatever. It happens with domestic labor.
Okay. What do you mean?
Like if I'm working 9 to 5, okay, and I have worked on my career and gotten to a point in my career where I'm doing okay, and I'm dating a guy who's also working, a 9 to 5. Who do you think is the one who comes home and cooks and who knows how to cook, who knows how to clean, who knows how to put together a salad that's not nasty, involving like pickles and strawberries at the same time? This is a true story
Okay, I believe you.
from the same.
That has to be true because it can't be like that's
Yes.
crazy.
Pickles and strawberries is nuts.
But I've eaten it.
I understand.
Right? For the sake of his ego. So all I'm saying is if you don't want someone to be superficial with you with your money, don't be superficial with someone with their looks.
You make a great argument.
And so the pay-up has always been beauty for money. It is also
Oh well.
Beauty for money is
That kinda
definitely the
touches
thing.
on-
Yeah.
Right.
thing we
We
spoke
kind
about
of hit that
earlier.
before.
Yeah.
Now, you asked a question. I'm going to skip this because we already.
Ooh. Yes, the
we already
question at
spoke
the
on
end. Okay.
A great question is what is cheating to you? This is what Liris asked.
What is cheating to you?
It's a very deep question, especially for a person like myself. I live somewhat of an alternative lifestyle. I'm also very vocal on social media, and I'm in a relationship. What is cheating to me? Because then you have the selfish part of me that I'm going to say is, damn, you expect her to deal with a lot more from you than you would ever allow to deal, for her to do. You know what I'm saying? Say, damn, I think this is in the notes. Hold on. Okay, yeah, that is in the notes. So I'm not going to say that right now. But, yeah, I'm a bastard in some ways. I can say that. I'm a bastard in some ways because, it's fair, right? What's fair is fair. But then I'll put all these other things. Well, I have a brand and, this is just what I do.
And
I believe a lot of my bullshit, okay?
yeah, I see.
I hate that for you.
I think that what is cheating to me is deception. On a level of trying to get away with something that you know that they wouldn't agree with. Behind their back, violating the rules of your arrangement in that fashion. Because cheating to one person might not be cheating to another person if that relationship has had that conversation. Anybody else?
I'll chime in. Cheating to me is doing anything that I wouldn't want my partner to do. So if I'm like in a
slippery slope.
Well, if I'm in I'm out somewhere and I know it's a compromising position, like if it could look weird, the optics of something could look weird to my man, I would want him to think like, would this look weird to my lady?
Oh my God, y'all making my stomach hurt.
For real.
Y'all.
But it's just a choice. It's like, okay, well, instead of me standing right here, I'm gonna stand right here because that may look crazy the way I was pent up against the wall, like, or her sitting on my lap or something.
Yeah.
Like, if I know my guy wouldn't appreciate me sitting on some other man's lap, then I wouldn't want him having a chick sitting on his lap.
Right.
Like,
Don't
it's
sit on
like
my
do
man
unto
lap. I'll
others
slap
as you
the
want
shit
them
out
to
of
do unto you. I think it's really, really easy.
All right.
And
Great.
it's also the parameters that you as a couple decide for yourself. So, because every relationship is different, every marriage is different, every friendship is different. You have to figure out what works for you. But as far as my golden rule, it's if I'm thinking of doing this, if I'm thinking about calling this person, if I'm thinking about approaching this person in this type of way, would I want my man to do the same thing I'm thinking about doing? Nah, I wouldn't do. I wouldn't like that. Yeah, let me chill out.
Are you able to say that? Are you able to, in the moment at all times, recognize that situation? Or does it sometimes have to be seen in hindsight?
I don't think it's that hard.
That's probably not the best thing that I did. Yeah, that was a bad move. Tron?
I could usually do it in a moment. I'm very self-aware, and then there's cameras and phones everywhere. I always think about, what if my person saw this visually? What would it look like?
Saw is crazy for me.
My pushback is this, though. The word cheating. I think that what we're talking about is not, for me at least, doesn't always constitute cheating. Like sitting on, like having a chick sitting on my lap, I don't think that's cheating. I would think it's inappropriate. Or unless you want to put levels to cheating, because there's different levels. Yeah, it's not the same as like fucking somebody else. Like, so I don't want it to be on that same level. And I don't even think it should be cheating. I think it should just be inappropriate.
Exactly.
Right?
Sorry, I'm glad you gave that context. I completely agree.
I want to say this. First of all, Tanae, I love you. I was gonna speak to you about this last night, but we didn't get up last night.
Oh God.
Now, I go away on this vacation. Tanae knows a woman that I used to deal with is on this vacation. We spoke about it. I'm not interested in being with the young lady anymore. It's been years since that happened. She's just a friend of my other friend, right? We're actually staying in the same house. But I got my own room.
Are you sure you want to do this right now?
Yeah, because it's like, yo, it was. So,
Jesus.
I don't know many people on this vacation, but I know her. We're cool. Super cool. Not sexually attracted. Nothing. We're cool.
Okay.
There's a guy there that's a great photographer. And he's taking all of these great pictures. And so I'm like, oh, I want to take a picture over here, right? So he lines me up. He's like, yo, you need some people in your picture. I'm like, I look around. It's all of these girls around. I don't know none of them. I'm like, yo, come be in the picture. Son.
I am trying.
Look at this
Oh,
picture,
gosh.
bro.
Yeah, you're an idiot. That's your problem. Your
I
problem is
didn't
you're
know
not
it was
smart.
gonna look like that.
How did you think it was gonna look?
I didn't think about. I'm just thinking it's gonna be women in the picture, and I'm gonna look like I'm in pool with women. I didn't realize woman.
Oh,
It's just her. And
so why
now-
you ain't call more over?
So after I don't know them like that to
Be
do
like,
that.
hey, everybody, get in the pic with me.
My
No,
nigga said,
that doesn't
wow.
work.
Really,
Look,
Trump,
well,
best friend.
to his defense, he is looking at his phone and not at the situation.
So what do you mean? So what do you mean?
I say, it's not like you're also looking, like admiring. You're like in your phone. In the picture.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking, right? So I'm holding pose.
It looked
I'm
like
not
a vacation. That's
I
what it
can't
looked
see
like.
what's
It does-
going on
it
next
does-
to me.
It looks like a vacation.
So boom, once the
That's a
picture
fire-ass
is
pic,
taken,
though.
once the picture is taken, Shorty's like, oh, yo, you know you can't post this. I'm like, why? This shit fire.
That shit fire.
You know what I'm saying? And she's like, because it looks like we're together.
Duh.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. No.
Nah, he didn't post that.
So I was looking, I'm like, fuck. Yeah, it does look like we're together. It looks like we're alone. Everybody's here laid out because on this top, there's chairs in the pool. There's like,
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So everybody's kind of just laid out. in the pool, so they're over here. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, yo, you think it'd be that bad if I post it? She's like, do you think she'll think it's that bad if you post it? I was like, yeah. Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. So now now I keep looking at the pic like, damn, that's a fire ass pic, right? So I started editing the shit.
Oh my God.
I got Shorty right up out there.
Wow. Let me see.
I got Shorty right up out the pic. Am I wrong for that?
No. Now you can post it.
Now I can post it.
Yeah.
Although your elbow's cut off.
It's a little.
Yeah, but it's funny. But
you didn't get no pics by yourself?
I got mad pics by myself.
So why do you have to post that one?
Because it's that fire. And I worked mad hard on that damn pic. I worked mad hard on that fucking pic. But I'm going to keep it real with you. Now, if you look, you can see the trees look different and all that.
Yeah.
Look, but wait, that's a fake border right there.
I believe that.
The whole thing right there.
Why you just ask Drew to do it?
Hours on this fucking picture. But then I'm like, damn. For one, I did not recognize in the moment what's happening. Now that it's happened, do I have to tell?
Well, you just told.
I was going to tell anyway. But would I have had to tell if... Would I have had to tell if I wasn't going to post it? Would I have to... Because I feel like I should share that moment. Like, yo, I fucked up. I feel like that's the type of openness that I want in a relationship. I want I was not even thinking about that shit. And
I think that's beautiful.
That's what I want to...
That's the communication I'm talking about. Like, you want to be able to come to your person, because if we're going to really do this, like, for better or for worse, like, we need to be able to talk to each other about real situations and be like, you know what, I really wasn't thinking in that moment. I apologize for that, but I didn't post it.
We ain't spend alone time. I did not have sex with this woman. It was a stupid... So when y'all are saying, like, I know in the moment that this is wrong, does everybody know all the time? Or do you ever look at it later like, yeah, that was stupid.
I think we're humans, so we're fallible. So every now and then, yeah, you may have an issue like that. But I think there's something about becoming so self-aware that you are just conscious of yourself, and you're always thinking about your partner. Like, when you're really connected, when you really like somebody, when you really love them, you're always thinking about, how can this be for them, or how can I set up for them, how can I show up for them. That's just what love is. Huh?
That sounds like a level of fear.
No.
Fear.
It's just like, yo, what is he gonna think about this or something? Good, Trump.
I was gonna say, could it ever be too much, like oversharing? Like,
I'm not saying you have to tell everything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if you, because some stuff, I do feel like some things are better left unsaid. But I think it's really cool when you're able to get to a certain level of communication where you're able to talk about, like, yo, this happened and I ain't fall for it, or this did happen and I'm sorry. I think the strength of a relationship is how much you're able to continue to work through issues and problems and grow from it. Like, instead of me not telling the truth, you not telling the truth, there becomes this buildup. And then next thing you know, this person got all these skeletons, this person got all these skeletons, and it becomes an issue.
Because it was an innocent mistake.
Yes.
I promise you, it was an innocent mistake.
Would I be mad about that?
Oversharing, I think, is necessary when you need to build trust, right? But if you have a good relationship where the trust is there, I think sometimes oversharing can be harmful, because she could be like, she already has anxiety about you going on the trip. She's like, I didn't need to know about the picture scenario, because now I'm visualizing it, and now it's bothering me where I could have not known about it at all. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to balance out. And that's always difficult for me, because you said you treat people how you want to be treated, right? I don't necessarily want you to overshare with me. I'm good. Like, I trust you. I don't need to know all the little minor things that happen, and now I can visualize it. Now it bothers me. You know what I mean?
But see,
Gemini
I think
shit.
I could look. I could. This is just my opinion. I feel like I could look at it and say, okay, what I appreciate is he was able to have a moment about self-awareness and take me into consideration, even if it was after the picture was taken, and we're able to build from this. And actually, to me, that makes me able to trust you just a little bit more, because it's like he was upfront about
you recognize when you went wrong without me having to know, and then you brought it to me to share, like, yo, I made a mistake, cleared it up, this is what happened. And then the thing for me is with Charm is other people know about it. Now what if they start, because they're like, yo, yeah, you can't, they're like, yeah, you can't post that, and I'm like, oh fuck, so now that's somebody else's story too. I don't want her to not know about that shit.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm like, yo, I'm gonna say something, because why not? Like, we talk about all this other shit. Why shouldn't I be able to say that? Like, yo, I made a simple mistake. I'm recognizing it was the stupidest shit. I didn't put my dick in Shorty. I didn't kiss Shorty. I didn't touch her. It's not like I'm like this with Shorty. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally like this on my phone.
Minding your business.
Saying that, So it's that's not something I'm ashamed of. I think it's bad if you are scared to say the truth to your partner. Because what else goes into that folder of secrets or whatever? I don't want to have that. I really don't want to have that shit, and I really have been working very hard in this relationship to be able to share what the fuck ever and just be mad comfortable with it, so that you could walk around. I'm that way online because I know she knows everything. The way that y'all think, oh yeah, he's bugging this and the other, she knows everything. There's nothing that y'all could say to this woman.
But that's why you could be so authentic.
That's why, because I'm not worried about no skeletons. There's no skeletons. Once you start hiding, anytime you interact with that person that knows that shit, you know that they got this thing on you. I don't want nobody to have that.
Let me give y'all an example of how oversharing could be bad.
Yes,
at least for me,
the first time.
There's been times, person I dated before, she would come home and be like, oh, she would tell me all the stories about every man that tried to talk to her that day, that made an inappropriate pass, whether it be somebody at work or in the streets or whatever. And it's like,
no dick.
All right, I appreciate the transparency. Somebody that shares that much, like, yeah, it does build trust. But now at some point, now the shit is racking my brain. I'm like, yo, now everywhere you go, I'm visualizing niggas harassing you. You're telling me you're naming names. I know this person. And now it's like, now I can't even think in peace with you going down the block, because I know what happens when you go down the block. So that's where I'm like, oversharing. Like, there's a balance that needs to be there.
Was whack.
Could it be too much?
That I'm not going home to tell my guy that. Like,
go through that.
He should already know that guys is trying to talk to me, but I'm focused right here.
Right. Like, so that's my example of oversharing and where it could go wrong. Because like, I don't need to know all of that. It does build trust.
You need to do all that.
Because I know that you're sharing things that, okay, yeah, I probably didn't need to know that, but the fact that you're sharing, I appreciate it.
Yeah, the oversharing, nah, we could pass on that. But like, a situation where like that, I think is a good chance to like really communicate and like and create another level of trust too, because in a way you didn't have to tell her, but you still did. You know what I mean?
I didn't.
Right.
It's
you could have been like, especially if
you
you didn't post it. Now, if you would have posted it, that would have had to be, or if you really was like, nah, I'm posting this, that would have had to be like a prerequisite conversation.
Sure.
But the fact that you're not, that you didn't post it, and the one that you're gonna post is edited, it's just like, you ain't have to, but it's cool that you did.
I might not even post this one just because I don't want it to. It's just
the
not
internet
necessary.
gonna be like, oh, that's the picture he was talking about.
Oh wait, yeah. Oh, you know what I mean? It's just not necessary. I may put it in the Patreon so that y'all can see. It's an amazing picture. And I want y'all to see the editing work is fucking dope. But yeah, I probably won't post it. It's not that serious to get some likes based on that shit. You know what I mean? Like, might as well throw that shit away. But yeah.
But I think that this all ties into a thread of the different things we were talking about today as far as communication. I think just communication, and really, really honest communication, when you can really speak from your heart or from who you really are, is a big thing. If we can, like,
It's
I'm
not
telling
easy,
you,
though.
It's not easy
At all times.
No.
Sometimes it's easy.
But it could be very worth it.
But respecting the person that you're speaking to or speaking about, and then having emotion on your own shit. Sometimes a hard balance to be able to figure out how much to communicate, when you're doing too much or whatever. I think we have some things to speak about that in the second portion of this episode. Are you staying for the second portion of this episode?
How long is it gonna be?
Another hour and a half.
I could do that.
Yeah, double up.
Double up.
You guys already know this is the end of part 1. I think this was an amazing part 1.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see Travis has put up some really good topics in part 2. One of them super triggering for me already just by reading the caption. It's the first one that we're going into for part 2. So we'll see you on Thursday, or we'll see you on Patreon, where you'll also see my vacation pics. That is patreon.com/So Shameless Podcast. Vacation pics probably gonna go in the second or third tier. I'm not giving y'all free homes. You know what I'm saying? So you watch people gonna be upgrading their shit just to see pictures,
And then
downgrade their shit. You fucking losers. So shameless.
Yeah. That nigga be crazy, man. Yeah. Hey, I'm shameless, so shameless. With my dogs on the block, it was dangerous. Take a girl out to eat and she's paying. I'm shameless, so shameless. I'ma go hit Tahoe up. Come bring the Tahoe truck, body bags on body bags. Come pick this garbage up. DJ mixing in the booth, he leave him traumatized up. I ain't got no time to waste. Let's get these commas on. I'm sitting in class, I can't even focus. Looking at cheese, hoping that she don't notice. Titty sit right, that ass be poking. I'm sitting in the front cause I gotta be the closest. I'm just waiting for the bell, let everybody leave. I passed with an A, but left her with a D.